The famous guitar player Stanley Jordan is here with me. We are on a Nisville Jazz Festival. So Stanley, the workshop organized every year by the Nisville Jazz Festival aims at educating young people through music, and it's attracting more and more attention. How important is it for the grooming of future musicians, and are there similar workshops in your country?
Yes, there are similar workshops, and I do feel it's very important. You know, I'm very busy recording, performing, and so forth, but I still make the time to teach, because when I think back on the people who took the time to teach me, I wouldn't do what I'm doing without that. And it's important to pass on what we know. You know, at this point in my life, I've learned so much information that I can't even use it all. It's more than I can use, so I need to pass it on.
What would be your advice to the young people in a workshop like this?
Well, one of the things that I try to tell people is that you have to find a meeting between the mind and the heart. And this is especially important to students, because students are getting a lot of new information, and all that's very good. But it's important that you take the information slow enough so that you master each thing and really play it as music, you know. Otherwise, you can have a lot of facility and a lot of technique, but the music isn't so compelling. And the key point, and sometimes it's difficult for young people to get this, but it's very important, is that when you slow down, you actually learn faster. And there's a point where slow actually feels fast, because you are experiencing so many nuances. Because when you're going slowly, there's so many little things that you can pay attention to.
Which questions do the people who are on the workshop usually ask?
Well, a lot of people ask about my technique, and I think that is important because I am doing something unusual. I have a technique that I call the touch technique, and it allows me to play multiple parts on the guitar. And I love it. I mean, when I started using that technique, it just opened up lots of new musical possibilities for me. So a lot of students are curious about that. So I answer the questions about the technique, but I always try to bring it back to the music, and I show how I'm using the technique to increase my musical possibilities. Hi, I'm Stanley Jordan, and I just want to say that it's very important for the communication of the world that we all learn different languages. I know for me, it opened up a lot of new possibilities when I was a student in school, and I studied Spanish, and I didn't really take it seriously. And then I went to Spain, and I realized that this is real. I could use this to talk to real people. And I speak a little bit of French, and I speak a little bit of Portuguese, and just a few languages, but I find that it makes it much easier for me to connect to people all over the world.